Right, good. So welcome everybody. It's lovely to see you here in our home. This is our main site here in the UK. It's our sort of head office, and where we are based and spend most of our time. And you can see, hopefully you saw as you came in, some of the stuff we're doing around the place to change our own footprint in terms of single-use plastic and to raise awareness in and across Skye. So I want to say it's great to see everybody here. Particularly want to say hi to Duncan, the Executive Chair of the National Science Research Council, and of course the whole team from Innovate UK here. We're delighted to be launching another of our partnerships. Now, I don't need to tell everybody here, of course, that the work that we're all involved in is incredibly important and as we heard, it's a year since Theresa May announced her targets for 2042. 2042 is not that far away, as we all know. So there's a big uphill battle ahead of all of us, I think. And that means, I think, as well, when you look more broadly across some of the challenges that we're facing, that the whole, we're now in execution mode. I mean, the big picture on a lot of the work around the environment, of course, is stuff has to start happening. We can no longer keep talking about it. We need to move into execution mode. And that's why one of the reasons I'm so fascinated about this area from a business point of view, because businesses, I think, are very, very good at a couple of things. Execution, of course, activation and communication to a wider and broader audience. And that's really why Skye as a business is, or one of the reasons why Skye is involved in this area, as you can imagine, as a media and communications company, it's not immediately obvious. Well, we're involved, first of all, because we're passionate ourselves. We want to do our bit. We don't want to sit by and just watch all of this environmental catastrophe or the pollution of the oceans happening in front of us without using, first and foremost, our voice and our ability to focus in some of these areas and to bring these issues alive for people and to drive consumer demand and public opinion to then affect purchasing habits, we hope, and also, of course, policymakers as well. We think we can use our skills in innovation. We get excited by this stuff. We like new things. I was saying to Pierre from Skipping Rocks, I'm a huge fan, as I'm sure everybody is, of Guy Raz's podcasts on businesses. I run a big business. It's always nice to hear about small businesses and how they grow and how they become. I've got an ambition one day to be, on the treadmill listening to Pierre talk about his journey and how successful he was, and perhaps Skye might get a little mention just along the way in terms of helping that. Now, the team are going to go into detail with you about what it is that we offer. Pierre's going to come and talk a little bit about what it's like to work with Skye, and please ask him, find out, get a separate opinion of what we're like as a partner in a business to work with. One of the things, we've been on this journey, I guess now for 15, 18 months, something like that. And it's just incredible, the number of ideas. They're incredibly inspiring. There are almost too many ideas, I think. And they're incredibly inspirational and I think have got huge potential. And it feels to me like the demand and the environment is starting to coalesce in a way that many of these things will come through. I'll give you as an aside, one of the things I do privately is I invest in forests. I like forests because they kind of grow and they're nice. And one of the things over the last 12 months, basically the economics of a tree, if you don't know it, is essentially it's all the values in the wood. Over the last 2 years, the price of the top of the tree, which is sort of almost the throwaway, is now almost as high as the price we were getting for the wood 2 years ago. Well, why is that? It's because that goes into paper packaging. It is basically because, of course, gradually the world is starting to adjust to single-use plastic packaging. And the corollary of that is that if you're in the wood business, that's quite a good thing right now. So you can see, I think, multiple little points all start to point in the right direction. And I think everything that you're doing is just going to be in a great space for you over the next few years, I hope. As well as reaching out through Skye Ocean Ventures, we're also trying to extend our network and our influence. So we've had partnerships announced with National Geographic, of course. They're fantastic in terms of their influence and their scientific knowledge and their credibility in the space. We've got a partnership with Imperial College, of course, which is incredibly helpful. And Skye now ourselves are part of a bigger organisation, part of Comcast, which is a huge organisation largely in the US and elsewhere. And of course, over time, hopefully, these are all things that can be available, we can tap into. So I wanted to say, first and foremost, thank you for being here. It's great to launch the Accelerator program. I hope to get a chance to speak to many of the winners, get to know your businesses, and more importantly, what will come out of this are some really fantastic, successful businesses that you will build that are good businesses in their own right, but are responsible businesses and good businesses because of the work that they're doing and the impact they're having to society in the future. And I hope that Sky will be able to play just a little part in that journey. So great to see you. Have a good day. Hopefully I'll see many of you in the future. Thank you.